What's up, everyone? It's time to talk about another horror film. This one premiered on Shudder about a year ago, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, so I decided to check it out finally. And I got it in a horror pack a little while ago, so definitely gotta check it out. Today we're gonna be talking about The Dark and the Wicked. Yeah, it was released on. It was a Shudder exclusive, released November 6th, 2020, in the film festival market, and then Shudder picked it up for release. It was produced by Carissa Buffalo and Stephen Chester Prince, and is written and directed by Brian Bertino, who's also done He's Out There, The Strangers Pray at Night, Stephanie, and The Monster, to name a few. This had a box office earnings of only $423,000 because it was during a pandemic where everything was pretty much closed, but it has gained quite the cult reputation now. The Dark and the Wicked is a good dark scary film. It's basically so two siblings return home because their father is ill, trying to get through his last couple breaths, if you will, and the mother is stricken with severe grief and has some weird. You can tell something weird is off, and she's a little more dark and sinister that she knows is happening, and she can't handle it anymore. So she succumbs to her grief, and it's up to the siblings to find out why on their dark, secluded farm what's going on. They soon start having dark nightmares and dark evil things are happening where they start thinking an evil entity is haunting their home, and they have to figure out why and how it got there and all that fun stuff. This is a really good, dark, creepy horror film. It's definitely one I haven't seen in a while. It has quite the serious, dark tone to it. It's sort of like The Strangers when they try to keep it as dark, as serious as possible. And this one's done in more of a paranormal setting, though. So at first you think it's all in their mind and stuff, but then things start happening and you start realizing like it's probably something a little bit more. And it once it gets a hold of you, it holds you in this dark area for the rest of the film, and it's pretty unrelenting. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a good horror film to experience, and dark, lights off, sound up, and everything. It's very creepy in that sense, and it's definitely a fun horror film. And sort of does the same spooky, scary job as like what the first Conjuring movie did when you first watch that movie. Holy, it's like balls to the wall and stuff that you haven't seen in a while. This one has sort of it just a little bit different. It does have paranormal stuff in it, but it has some other demonic possession type things going on in it too, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, the acting is really good. The cinematography is awesome. The sound and the music in it is pretty solid. There is some aspects of the story though which is a little cheesy and dumb, but for the most part it's a solid horror film. It's definitely really spooky, creepy, and eerie throughout most majority of it. There is some scenes like where it look, I think the mother, the sister was like possessed almost, and like have a chattery mouth, and like you could see it. I thought that was kind of cheesy in that scene, but for the most part, this film was pretty dark and fun, and this is a way a scary movie should basically be made, and it's definitely you can see they took inspiration from like Asian type horror films like 32 Miles Down the Street and stuff like that you've seen on Shudder before, and added it to it and made it more increasingly dark and eerie, and it's definitely somewhat relatable now because most of it involves about going through grief and stuff. Where a lot of good horror films and scary stories are based around grief, and that's the big thing. And I really enjoyed how they changed it up a bit. They took some things that we've seen before and added some other ones from other genres of horror and try to mix it in as best they could, and put out something good, dark, and scary, which for the most part it hits. It's good, dark and scary one. I really enjoyed it. Definitely the more. This is definitely a good, like, actual horror film. It's not like a slasher film or anything where you pretty much, if you like horror, like dark, spooky, scary stuff, this one's for you. If you like the original Conjuring, or yeah, films of that nature, even with like the Exorcist sort of style stuff, but more modern looking, um, definitely check this one out. It's really fun and a good one. I know a lot of people my age, like I'm almost 30, and people are like, can't go to bed at night after watching it and stuff. So it's definitely, it didn't get to that point with me, but it's definitely one of the, wow, that was quite the eye opener. Definitely a good breath of fresh air after watching all these silly, cheesy things. Watch one of these more serious, dark tone horror films is definitely a good time. So you should definitely check it out if you're a horror fan. And there's a trail link down below, like always, if you want to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna give The Dark and the Wicked a 4.5 out of 5, only because there's some cheesy elements that either you're gonna like and adore, or just find it a little bit odd to have in a film like this, like I did. But for the most part, it's pretty solid. Yeah, but that's all I have to say about The Dark and the Wicked. I just want to get my voice out there, and I know a lot of people have been asking me to review it, so I thought I should do it sooner rather than later. So I'm trying. So yeah, definitely a good, solid horror film. Yeah, make sure you check out the trailer link down below. Also, my Instagram is always linked down below, where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future. All my stories, the film title, hashtag, and subgenre film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. It's in there somewhere. And also link down below is my Letterbox at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. Also, if you are watching this on Shudder, make sure you look in the comments down below, in the comment section of the film, and look for Derek Peterson. No spaces. That's me. That's where I post my first skull rating and my first opinion right after watching the films on there as well. So look for me on that. Don't shudder if you have it. Yeah, make sure you like this video, share it with more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below, and let me know what if let me know if there's any other Shudder exclusive films that you want to hear my opinions on. Make sure you list them down below. And also, if you have any other films or franchises or whatever, I'll watch any genre, comment those down below too. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So yeah, but make sure you, yeah, so make sure you subscribe, because hopefully we find something weird, odd, and obscure like this together, or so you can hear my opinions on popular films as well. Yeah, and make sure you ring that bell, because next time on the next one, I am going to be probably diving into the Universal Classic Monsters with probably one of the most well-known vampires out there. So make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, and tune in for the next review, which should be up soon. But for now, that's it for this one. So hopefully all those demons haunting your families are doing well and doing their dark part. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.